If you feel like you've been studying for months, but you're still stuck in a plateau, this video is for you. You may be wondering if there's some secret formula underlying the LSAT that if you could just unlock that formula, everything would be smooth sailing for you. Now, of course, the LSAT itself is not susceptible or vulnerable to a formula. This is not a math-based exam, but how you study for the LSAT, there is a formula for that. I call this formula the grind equation because LSAT prep can be a grind, and it's as simple as putting in the work. If you increase the quality and the quantity of what you're putting into the LSAT, you will increase the quality and quantity of what you get out. Level up how you study, you will level up the results of your LSAT studying. The typical student can expect to improve their LSAT score by about 1 point for every single prep test they complete using conventional methods. This is important, so it bears repeating. For every single LSAT prep test you complete studying with conventional methods, you can expect to increase your LSAT score by about 1 point. Do 20 prep tests worth of material, you could expect to increase your score by 20 points. Now, of course, how you study matters just as much, if not more, than what you study or the amount that you study. If you double the efficiency of your prep using unconventional study methods, you could expect to get a 2-point score increase for every prep test you complete. In other words, you could double the increase with the same amount of work, or you could do half as much work for the same score increase. Now, of course, what I'd prefer that you do, and what I recommend that my students do, is to, of course, increase the efficiency of their prep and keep putting in the same amount of work to get double the point increase. So in other words, instead of going from a 150 to a 160, what if you could go from a 150 to a 170 doing the exact same number of prep tests? Pretty awesome, right? Obviously, a 170 is going to open far more doors for you than a 160 will. It'll get you into better law schools, it'll get you more scholarship money, and of course, possibly both. So then the question is, how do you increase the efficiency of your LSAT prep? What do these unconventional study methods look like? I call them the 3 R's: review, repetition, and keeping it real. So how do you review? How do you properly review LSAT questions? Of course, it's not enough to just look at the explanation, look at the answer key and say, oh, how could I have been so dumb? Of course, I see it now, makes perfect sense. Then just move on to the next one. It's too easy to use explanations as a crutch without engaging in the reasoning and the logic of the questions for yourself, doing your own analysis. And so I've developed a framework for this called the Socratic review method. This is a template. This is a structure where my coaches and I guide you through a series of questions to help you pinpoint exactly where your confusion stemmed from regarding a particular LSAT question. In logical reasoning, for example, was your mistake stemming from the stimulus, the question stem, or the answer choices, tempting wrong answers, unappealing right answers? We dive into all of that with you in our live online classes, on-demand video courses, small group coaching, and one-on-one coaching. You can check out the links below the video to find out more and to book a call with me and my team. We'd love to help you out, and we specialize in helping students get into the 170s, especially if you are below the 160 mark. If you're at or above 160, of course, that's where the private one-on-one support comes in, but we have a variety of ways we can help you wherever you're at in your prep. So that's review. Now, the repetition, where does the repetition come in? It requires that you extract those key takeaways and insights from your review process, and you repeatedly return to them. You keep your lessons learned in a mistake journal or a wrong answer journal, a log of some sort, whether it's in a physical notebook or it's in a Google Sheet or a document or on your iPad, whatever. The idea is that you have a log of all your mistakes and the lessons learned from your review process so that you can avoid making the same mistakes again. We go over and over and over these with you to make sure you've left no stone unturned, because of course, if you want to extract the maximum value from the prep test you're completing, you have to make sure you understand what you got wrong and why, so you won't make that same mistake again. Now, keeping it real. It's isolating to study for the LSAT alone, and it's easy to get into a funk when you're not seeing friends and family as much as you'd like because you're hitting the books. And so we really believe in the value of community. We give you live interaction, live support in our live online classes, our study groups, and in the one-on-one coaching context. Of course, you can replicate this for yourself with a study buddy or a coach or a tutor or some sort of study group of some sort. But in our experience, we find that a lot of study groups end up being the blind leading the blind. You don't really have anyone who's leading the group and has the authoritative experience in order to be able to say definitively why this is right or why this is wrong. Of course, if you're scoring in the 130s, of course, anyone who's scoring in the 160s or 170s could undoubtedly help you. But if you want more structure, more guidance, community like what we offer at LSAT Unplugged is a great way to go. We have instructors who've all scored 170 plus on their official LSATs, and they're proficient in my methods. We also have TAs leading the study groups as well, so plenty of opportunities for support. Again, you can check out the links below the video to find out more and to book a call with me and my team. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.